Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you have been drawn to this reading, this video, I'll be focusing on the September love energies for relationships, whether you are in separation or together and going through some challenges. I'll be tapping into that type of vibe for this one. General advice as always, so please keep that in mind throughout the reading. Only take the bits and parts of it that make sense for you and release the rest. These are the 3 decks that I will be using for this particular reading, all created by myself. So let's dive right into it, guys, and see what's coming up for you next month. Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. So let's get started here. What is the overall vibe and energy for September? You'll definitely want to stick around to the end of this reading, this video. We will be doing an interactive questions portion, giving you the opportunity to ask your own questions, okay? All right, Aquarius, let's get started. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Let's take a look at that energy. Adoration. Okay, so admire, crush, worship, idolization. So somebody out there could literally have a crush on you, or they've even might have even said it out loud. I adore you. All right, let's see. Let's see. What else for Aquarius? We have clarity coming through. Okay, so understanding, crystal clear, coherent. Maybe this person, I'm kind of getting this for some of you, at one point in time, maybe they knew that they were attracted to you, but they weren't exactly sure until that aha moment where they realized, okay, I'm really attracted. I'm really interested in Aquarius. Maybe you are as well. You know, that could have been how you felt also. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, gee, this is interesting. Okay, so we have halt, no movement, pause, standstill. So what is happening there? Interesting. Now, somebody could be, it's almost like a secret admirer. Somebody could almost be, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like a stalkish vibe, right? Adoring you from a distance. So no movement, pause, and standstill. Part of the reason why there might not be any sort of movement is because they are admiring you, or they're crushing on you from afar. They're not doing anything to maybe let you know that they're interested. I don't know, I'm just kind of getting that for some of you. It could have also been that you decided to distance yourself from somebody. Even though they might have been interested in you, maybe you just weren't feeling the same way. That could have been the clarity for you. Maybe you tried. Maybe you dated this person, but found that, you know what, we're just not on the same wavelength. We're not on the same page. You could have put a stop to it, you know? Bottom of the deck, interestingly enough, is the divine feminine message. So it seems for the feminines, it could have been you that decided to walk away perhaps from a masculine because you just weren't vibing with it, you know? That seems to be what's coming through here. So it does seem that this particular reading, Aquarius, it's coming from the divine feminine. So we'll see how it all unfolds, you know, how it plays a role in the message. So let me go ahead and grab some tarot here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aquarius. So no movement. So maybe during the month of September, for some of you, it could be somebody that reaches out. Maybe you used to date this person. But divine feminine, I'm just getting here that more than likely you would put a stop to it. to let them know maybe you're not interested. Weird energy. We've got the Queen of Swords. And look at the next card. We have the Death card. I'm sorry to laugh, but the way this is coming through, it's almost like my feminines are like, stay away. I'm not interested. So you've got your guard up. It's like you're setting very clear boundaries, as is part of the energy of the Queen of Swords. So you probably put a stop to it, which is why it came to an end. But I'm kind of feeling here that you might have maybe a masculine that was crushing on you, definitely interested in you, but maybe you just weren't on the same page. Interesting. Eight of Wands, okay. This kind of reminds me of a situation, Divine Feminine. Again, it just, the way the cards are coming through, you put a stop to something because it just wasn't happening for you. You couldn't get out of there fast enough. You know, it's like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening for me. Yeah, Ace of Wands, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. Take this again if it makes sense, guys. I do feel that you would have rather preferred to be single rather than in a relationship where you just weren't into the person. So you're seeking other opportunities to reconnect with people that you really are on the same wavelength with, you know? You cut yourself out. You wanted your freedom. You wanted to be able to just distance yourself from this person. Perhaps they were clueless that you weren't interested, or they just refused to accept the fact that you were not interested. What you're looking for at the end of the day is your ideal partner. Whether you see them as a soulmate, a twin flame, that is what you're hoping to find. So maybe you already have, but I'm just feeling that there's somebody coming through in this reading that you're no longer interested in. It could be an ex-partner that can't seem to accept the fact that they want you and you're not interested. But I'm also feeling, aside from that storyline, I do feel that there's somebody here that has captured your heart. That's the person that makes you happy. That's the person where you want to be able to share a life with this individual. And it's so interesting to me that we've got the Chariot card coming through. It's an indication that you're moving away from the past and people that you no longer vibe with, and you're just moving forward to be with the one person that has truly captured your heart. And here's the masculine, ready to offer that cup, ready to open up their heart to the possibility of love with you, Divine Feminine. For some of you, maybe you're single right now and you have yet to connect with somebody on that level. But I do feel, again, some of you would rather be on your own rather than being miserable in a relationship where you just don't want to invest your time and energy into it anymore, which is not a bad thing, you know? So if you did put a stop to it, it's like, stop, not interested, you know? And it seems to be coming through from the feminine. There's no shame in that. You're simply letting someone know that you're just not as invested. You're not interested. And if they can't accept that, that's not on you. That's on them. You know, so that is the story coming through here, guys. For my singles, you might end up maybe meeting somebody, go on a date with them. They might find that they want to see you again, but maybe you don't want to. You know, it could be something like that. And I mean, it could be a red flag in and of itself if they can't accept the fact that you're basically saying, I'm moving on, no thank you, you know? So whoever that is coming through for, hopefully that makes sense. All right, guys, now, so for the portion of this reading that gives you the opportunity to ask your own questions, I'll go ahead and pull 3 cards from my yes/no oracle deck. And it's a yes/no response. Okay, so make sure your questions are able to be answered in that way. It doesn't have to be just about love. messages. It could be about anything. All right, guys. And if it's not the answer that you were hoping for, maybe timing could be off, or it's simply a sign from the universe letting you know it's like maybe there's something or someone better out there for you. Okay. So here we are. Question number 1, Aquarius. You guys have a thumbs up and it's a yes. All right. So hopefully that's the answer that you were wanting. If you have a second question, feel free to go ahead and focus on it. Say it out loud if you'd prefer. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Second question. It's coming through as a no for the second one. So, you know, maybe that makes sense for some of you guys. But again, if it's not happening right now, that does not mean it cannot happen later. If it truly is meant for you, it will find its way to you. All right, guys, if you have a third question, feel free to go ahead and focus on that and ask it now. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And this one is coming through as a yes. All right, guys, so that's what's coming through here this time. I do hope that this helps you out, offers you the clarity that you are hoping to find through this reading. And I feel for September, you have the power to just be able to take this chariot where you need it to go. You know, you create movement in your life. You also get to say who or what it is that you don't want in your life. You get to decide that. It's your life. All right, guys, so that is what I have. If you are interested in your own reading, that information is down below in the description box. And of course, all the decks featured here, I will link them down below. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.